Hi guys, hi beautiful, gorgeous, handsome, whoever's watching this. I'm Tania and I'm back with another video, and in today's video we're gonna be talking about my heartbreak and things that have helped me and just me opening up with you guys and honestly just being the most honest and vulnerable that I've ever been on the internet. Specifically, I know whoever clicked on this video, you either are going through the same thing or you're in a relationship and you feel like it's just super toxic and this person has done a lot to you, or maybe you're just as nosy as I can be sometimes. So regardless, we're here, we showed up for each other, so let's talk. I tried filming this video probably 4 times now. I know they say third time's a charm, but we're gonna say 4. Okay, so bear with me because this is truly hard. I hate to be this person, but I'm going to be this person. I never thought that I would have to make this video. I still don't have to, but I want to for my sanity and to help others and to even help myself. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Tania and I was in a 3-year relationship. This wasn't just your ordinary relationship. This was my first everything as well as his first everything, so we shared a lot with each other, and I know that at the end of the day I will always love this person because this person was and still is important to me. It's just not as important as he used to be, but you know, things happen and God has different plans. The separation was meant to happen and I didn't see it at first, but now I do. And you know, I still look at this person and smile, knowing that I felt their love and their compassion, knowing that I had a friend out of anything in them, knowing that we experienced our first everything with each other, and knowing that this person is in good hands and that he's going to make it regardless of me being in his life and out of his life, and accepting that and knowing that I'm okay with that. I feel like a lot of times in breakups, people want the other person to do bad, or they want to see the other person hurt. In the beginning of the breakup, when we did, I was so angry that I wanted him to feel the way that I felt. But now I have enough confidence to say that I want him to be 100% happy. This is kind of weird because it's like me writing in my journal, I would say these exact words, but instead I'm doing it publicly. I took a lot of time and thought into this. I told a lot of people that I was not going to bring it to social media, and most of it was because I just had high hopes that we would get back together, or I just wasn't ready for the questions or the concern, the disappointment, because even me sharing what happened recently to my family, it was already sad to them. I had people say like, oh my gosh, like I looked up to you guys, like y'all were my last hope. And I'm like, I thought they only say that to like TikTok couples or YouTube couples, but we were just your average couple. And even with that, like I felt like I disappointed them in a way, and I was sad, and it made it worse. And I know that wasn't their intentions, but it did. Then I realized and I said, God put me in this situation for a purpose, and my long life goal is to fulfill God's purpose. And if I could help anybody as well as myself during this healing journey, I will. Now I want to, or I wish I will. Like I said, I wasn't ready to film this video. It's been a couple days where I haven't had a full night of rest because I've been so anxious. Or today, like I had people asking me several times if I was okay, but I was very anxious. But I pushed myself because new beginnings are uncomfortable sometimes, and I cannot sit in the same comfortable spot while trying to grow. Knowing that this video can touch others and reach others, knowing that in a year or a couple months or a couple years from now I'll look back and realize that I was in this position, knowing that when I get older, so older, that my younger daughter or son will look back at this when they're going through their hard times, knowing that I could help them or help anyone or help myself means a lot to me. So I pushed myself and here I am. Yeah, I recorded this video 4 times, but I didn't give up, and that's the beauty of the struggle. I think my biggest concern was disappointing you guys and my family, his side of the family, even him. I wanted the approval to make sure that they would be okay with me posting this, or they wouldn't feel some type of way, or they wouldn't be sad or anything like that. But realistically, you have to do whatever you want to do in life, whatever you want to do. People are gonna feel some type of way, are gonna say something, regardless if you're pleasing them or you're not. It's always going to be something. You're never going to be enough for other people, especially if you don't consider yourself enough for yourself. I was so busy thinking about how everyone else felt. I never questioned myself on how I felt. I knew that I wanted to do this. I knew that I wanted to go on camera and express what I've been through and things that have helped me, but I hid it because I was trying to protect others. So I made myself uncomfortable. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to live for Tania. I want to love for Tania. I want to be joyful for Tania. That's what I'm going to do. And I would never openly say why we split. Assumptions are assumptions, and I don't want you guys to have them, but I know that I could clear the whole room if I wanted to, and y'all would still assume something. But I know that as long as we know what happened, that is okay. And honestly, I don't even feel like it would be right for me to say what happened without him being here to defend himself, because that is a story that both of us share, not just one person. I would just never do that. I know those who do know us probably think that this came out of nowhere, and it kind of did. Our old anniversary was January 18th. This year we reached 3 years and 4 days after we broke up. It was a situation that happened where we realized that we didn't correlate with each other. For a while, it was a tough pull, but then we broke up and kept in contact for about a month. Found myself just falling, begging to get back or the love, affection, or attention. And honestly, it was sad. And even as I record this, I'm just reliving the moment. It's March 15th as I record this. In January, I was in a dark place. And I was really sad after that situation. It just felt like I was fighting, begging someone to love me, to want to be with me, to choose me. Even though I know I should never did that, I still did. Even though I knew I should choose my worth, I'd rather choose the love of this person, even if it only lasted for a second. The last phone call we had before I removed everything, I've never saw myself scream, cry that much. And if you know me, I am a huge crybaby. I cry when I'm sad, when I'm happy, when I'm grateful. Like literally over everything. Is very annoying, but that's just who I am. And ever since then, I haven't cried. I haven't felt enough to cry. It's like I'm numb, I'm not at the same time. Like I feel, but I don't have enough tears left in me. Because before that, I was crying every day, and I would cry like 5 times a day. And I was just so sad. And the only thing that was keeping me going was work. I would just get up, go to work, and be so nice to customers, and I just see them smiling, and I would just smile right back at them. Knowing that on my hardest moments, I could make someone else happy makes me the happiest. So after that phone call, I remember just saying how I just didn't want to be here anymore, and saying how I can't do this, and how I don't understand how I'm gonna get through this. I actually don't really talk about it, but I've tried to commit suicide twice. So for me to say that I don't feel like being here, it's not me saying that just to say it. It's me calling out for help. When I tried to commit suicide, I didn't call out for help, I just tried. This time I called out for help. And sometimes calling out for help can be so many different things. You can be silent, you can be loud, you can be a mixture of both. Numb. When I first got broken up with my first boyfriend, I remember feeling the same way. Only thing is, I had God in my corner and I ignored him. And I told myself I would never allow any situation revolving someone I love that didn't want to be with me or want me to be in their life make me feel like I wasn't enough to live anymore. So not only did I go through that once with someone, I went through it twice. And I felt like at that moment, I failed myself. I failed who I was and how hard that I worked on. Because truly, I thought that I was healed. Thought that I was okay to love someone. But I don't think I never accepted love for myself. And it's weird, right? Because you have this person, which is me, who comes on the internet and they preach about love, they preach about happiness, they preach about the word of God, but you don't love yourself. You cannot expect someone to love you or know how to love you if you do not love yourself. And in that moment, I said, nobody choose me, so it's time for me to choose myself. February 9th was the last time that I've spoken to this person, or last phone call that I had with this person. The next day, I felt easier. Then a week later, I felt sad. Then a week later, I felt good. And now it's better, but weird. When you spend 3 years with someone and you live without them now, it's like, dang, this person is really a stranger. And I have random moments where I'm like, well, I hope that person is okay, and I hope that, you know, they're safe and all of that. But even if that's not my, you know, responsibility or not my problem anymore, you still think that, you still feel that, you still consider that person's feelings. So taking this 3 months to heal has taught me a lot. I now look at the world differently. I'll see people out smiling, some just doing something random like reading or looking at their phone, and I realized how the world moves without you. But in a sense, it's a good thing, because if everyone stopped because I am heartbroken, then that will make me want to stop more. It'll be days where I just wanted to rot in my bed. Some days I called off of work, and I do not call off of work, but I saw how beautiful the world is, how beautiful people are. I look at things, and I look at things out of love. You really have to love someone, because you never know when they're gonna go, when they're gonna walk away from your life. When will be the last call or the last movie night. You never know. And I used to be that person that'd be like, God, you said love our neighbors, but it's getting real wicked and sticky out here. I don't want to love nobody but my family. But now I have a spark of love, speckle of love for everybody, even if I don't know them. And I heard this saying that God sometimes breaks you so that he can build your heart to be bigger. And I truly feel like God did that for me, because I had a lot of stubbornness and pridefulness and a lot of toxic traits. And I'm not saying that God was just like, oh, this is who you are, so you're completely washed from that and you're completely changed, which God can do that. But for me, God said, Tania, you need to acknowledge these toxic traits. You need to acknowledge that you're prideful. You need to acknowledge that you are very stubborn sometimes. So when God revealed that to me, I already knew that I had those things, but it was kind of like okay, I'm gonna put you in this situation so that you can lose someone that you love, so that way you are forced to grow from all of that stubbornness and pridefulness and all those toxic traits that you have. They're not gone, they're still here, but I am forced to work on them and to better myself, because now I see what that can do for me. You know what I'm saying? So God himself had to break me down in the most harshful way to restore a bigger and better heart. Now I walk more in a sense of, genuineness. More in a sense of empathy. I'm showing more appreciation and love and kindness to people, and just being very understanding. And like, this healing journey is not just a straight road. Like, it has its up and downs, I promise you. Just because I'm not talking about it or showing you guys doesn't mean that I haven't had my up and downs, because best believe I have. The beauty of pain and struggle is a process and a progress. Like, just seeing how much things have changed within me within like 2 months, almost 3 months. It's like, wow, I didn't expect that. I didn't know how strong I was until I was put in this situation where I lost someone that I wanted to be in my life forever. But I realized that, I know people always say, fight for love and da-da-da and all that type of stuff, but I just feel like with love, you shouldn't have to always put up a fight. I done fought for love out of friends, out of family, out of bonds. I don't want to fight all the time. I want love to be kind and soft and peaceful, and that just always wasn't the case for me. I cannot beg no one to be with me who doesn't want me in their life. And another thing that I learned is, like, people who don't want you in their life aren't bad people, because I guarantee you have once not wanted someone in your life. You have once said, like, all right, it's about that time. Yep, it's about that time to go. You have once cut people off, and let's be realistic here, you probably done it more than once. Me personally, I love so hard that I love until I can't. I love until people hurt me to the point where I have to force myself to let them go, even if they push me away first. But just because someone doesn't want to be in your life anymore does not mean that they are a bad person. I will always love who I was with at some point. I will always love the memories, love the family that we once had, all of that, because at some point that was a part of me. And this isn't just no ordinary relationship. Like I said, like this was my first everything. So of course I'm gonna cherish this moments, but what God has for you will not pass you. What God has for you will not pass you. My favorite verse is chapter 1, Corinthians. Is it verse 1 through 13? Something like that. I'll put on the screen, but it says, "Three things last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of them all is love." Love is going to last for a lifetime, whether you're with someone or without someone. Love is so powerful in many ways, in friends and family and careers and all of that. It's just love overpowers hate all the time. But you have to remind yourself that the man or the partner or the woman that God will have for you won't pass you. And it's people out there who's waiting to love you and to meet you. And yeah, maybe you might run into another relationship down the line that might not work, but still this time you'll know. During this time with me healing, I took it in a most beautiful way. I was very private. I wasn't consistent on my YouTube, but that's because I was working on me privately, and I realized how important privacy is for me. And I say this as I'm recording about my heartbreak, but it's a balance. Privacy felt good. During that time, I gotten closer with God, and now I cannot go a day without talking to God or spending time with Him. You know, just Bible studying or anything like that, because I genuinely love it. I don't do it just to do it. I don't do it just to say I'm growing with Christ. I do it because I hear Him, because I feel Him, and I love His presence and not just what He gives to me. I've gotten closer with my family, like family that I wasn't tight with. I've met new people. Y'all, I even went to the gym by myself. I've done things that I would never thought that I could do. I've built that confidence, that boldness back up. I'm so proud of myself. I mean, I journal almost every single day, and journaling really, I don't know why I said journaling like that, but journaling really does help in so many ways, like so many ways. I've done so much for myself, and I want to continue to do that for myself, so that one day when someone does try to take that all away, when a situation irks me the wrong way or anything like that, I'm so at peace that I'm not going to try to match your energy. I'm not going to try to fight you into my life, but I'm going to accept what you gave me and what you're showing me and know my worth. I knew my worth, but I didn't know it enough to accept the situation for what it was, and that was the problem. I poured my cup into someone so much that I forgot about myself. And with time will show you. You will start to think back, you will start to continue to think. You will realize that you made that person special. So a lot of the things that you thought were special, you made it special. There's other people out in the world that is waiting to give that to you even more. And it's not to sound mad or upset or petty or anything like that. It's just knowing that life has so much more for you, so much more. Today, as anxious as I was, I opened up my phone, and this guy on Instagram that I follow posted a Bible verse. It said, "Jesus answered, 'You don't know what I am doing now, but later you will understand.'" I said, "Oh, God came through again. God winked at me again." You may not know what the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ has for you. You may not understand, but you will soon. And just in the span of 2 months, I've understood what God has had for me, why He has taken someone I love so deeply from me. Because like I said, I will always love that person. I will always love that person. Can nobody say nothing. But this loss from that person was also the hardest, the most best thing that has happened to me. And I truly believe that, because I know that that is what God is showing me. You know, my old partner would say this as well, that we appreciate you guys' support so much, and we truly do love you guys. We do. But things do happen. They do, and it's okay. It is gonna be okay. It is totally gonna be okay. And you don't have to be religious to know that. You don't have to believe in anything to know that. If you're not religious, the only thing that you need to believe in is you. If you want a good life so bad for yourself, you will make it. If you want that banging body and that career, you will make it. You will make stuff happen. I wanted the peace, the joyfulness, the strong faith, everlasting love for myself. So now I'm getting to it. And don't let nothing distract you. Not a relationship, not an ex-best friend, not nothing. People who come in your life are supposed to add to your life, not subtract. You are to grow together, not to allow this person to build you down. And for me, it's not even about that person and what they done to me. It's what I've done to myself. I neglected myself. I didn't love myself. And those things reflect on how you treat others. So not only am I treating myself horrible, I can't even show up for others now because I can't show up for myself. Love is always gonna be there, but you have to love yourself first. And let me just say this, just because you're working on yourself does not mean you don't deserve love. You can go out, seek love, but know your worth. And you also should know that you deserve someone who is awesome and good for your mental health. And as I speak to you all, I speak to myself as well. I know that this ain't easy, and I know that this is hard, and life does really happen, and it's okay. Time will allow you to have a choice, and that choice will allow you to heal yourself. So what do you choose? To be happy, to be joyful, to be at peace, or to be sad and to be drowsy and to be bitter and to be miserable? That's what time has for you. So thank you guys for everything. Thank you for tuning in, and if you're going through the same thing, it's gonna be okay, I promise. I love you all. Until next time.